Madame Lami's scream was louder than a thunder sound, slicing through the morning air before the sun had fully risen above the dusty streets of Zoan. It was the kind of scream that made even birds pause mid-flight. Everyone inside the small, crowded salon froze. Combs dropped. A dryer stopped humming. A braid hung half-finished in the air. And every apprentice, from the newest girl to the oldest, knew exactly what that scream meant. Trouble. Madame Lami came stomping from the back room, her gold bangles clinking as if the two were startled. Her wrapper swayed violently around her hips, and her eyes, sharp as broken glass, now burned with fury. "Who touched my wig?" she shouted. "The curly brown one from Lagos. The most expensive one in this place." The apprentices exchanged terrified glances. Working under Madame Lami meant learning the art of silence. She owned the famous Lami Beauty Palace, a shop known for neat braids, sweet gossip, and a boss who ruled like a restless queen whose crown never sat straight. Halima, the youngest apprentice, stood closest to the back room. Her hands trembled as Madame Lami's glare fell on her like scorching heat. "You!" Madame Lami barked. "Move!" Halima stepped aside instantly. The other apprentices shifted too, forming a nervous human path for their madam as she marched around the salon, pulling drawers, shaking baskets, and lifting wigs with the speed of a thief and the anger of a soldier. "It was here last night," she yelled. "If someone has stolen it, I will send that person back to her village barefoot." No one dared to blink. Then a strange thud sounded from the storage room. Everyone froze again. Madame Lami's head snapped toward the noise. Without hesitating, she stormed toward the storage room and flung the door open. Inside, Mimi, the shy apprentice, stumbled into the light, holding a small plastic container. Her hands shook so much the container slipped from her grip. Inside it was the very thing everyone feared to see. The missing wig. The salon erupted with gasps. "You wanted to steal my wig?" Madame Lami roared, raising her hand. "No, madam," Mimi cried. "I swear, I wasn't stealing anything. I was cleaning the container. I don't know how the wig got inside." Before the slap could land, a low rumble came from deeper in the storage room. Something moved behind the boxes. The sound wasn't normal. It felt like a warning. Madame Lami grabbed the broomstick. "Who is inside there?" No answer. The boxes shifted again. Everyone screamed as a small, dusty boy crawled out. He looked tired, frightened, and no older than 12. "Madam, please don't beat me," he said quietly. "What are you doing in my shop?" Lami demanded. "I slept here overnight," he whispered. "You did what?" "I had nowhere else to go." Halima felt her heart twist. She had seen him begging the previous evening but never imagined he would slip into the salon to sleep. Mimi pointed weakly at him. "Maybe that's how the wig fell." The boy nodded quickly. "Yes, Ma. I didn't touch anything on purpose. I only hid behind the boxes." Silence washed through the salon. Even Madame Lami's fury paused for a heartbeat. Then she laughed, a sharp, unforgiving laugh. "So all of you thought someone here stole my wig," she said. "You people are lucky I didn't punish the innocent one." She glared at Mimi, who sank to her knees in relief. Madame Lami then pointed at the boy. "You can't stay here. This is not a hostel." Halima stepped closer gently. "Madam, can we give him a little food?" Her question shocked everyone. Madame Lami's eyes narrowed, but her voice softened only slightly. "Fine. Give him bread and send him away." Halima fetched bread and water, watching as the boy ate like someone who hadn't tasted food in days. "What's your name?" she asked. "Tanko." "Where's your family?" He shook his head. "I don't have anybody." Halima wanted to say something comforting, but words failed her. As morning turned into afternoon, The usual salon noise filled the room: hair dryers, chatter, customers complaining about tight braids. The earlier drama became the latest gossip among customers waiting outside. But peace didn't last long. A woman burst into the salon, breathless, her wrapper barely tied. "Please," she cried. "Has anyone seen my son? His name is Tanko. He has been missing for 2 days." The salon gasped. Halima rushed to the back. "Tanko, your mother is here." Tanko's eyes widened. He ran forward as tears streamed down his dusty cheeks. "Mama." His mother grabbed him tightly, crying into his shoulder. The apprentices softened. Even customers blinked away tears. Halima explained what had happened, and the woman thanked her repeatedly. She thanked Madame Lami too, bowing with relief. Madame Lami crossed her arms. "Just watch him well. Next time, he may enter a lion's house." "Yes, Ma," his mother said. When they left, the salon fell into a rare quietness. The apprentices whispered softly among themselves. Halima returned to her workstation, but her mind stayed on Tanko's tired eyes and the fear he carried. She knew what it was like to feel alone at a young age. She herself had come to Zawan with nothing but a small bag and a dream. Madame Lami's salon had given her work, though the woman's temper often made life unbearable. Later, as dusk neared and the customers thinned, Madame Lami surprised everyone by calling the apprentices together. "Listen," she said. Her voice was still sharp, but something new hid beneath it, something softer. "Today taught me something. I may shout, but I am not heartless." Things got out of hand. The apprentices exchanged curious glances. Madame Lami continued, "From now on, let this place have more order. No one touches things without permission." But also, she paused as if the words tasted strange on her tongue. "Let there be small understanding too." Halima felt something warm expand in her chest. Maybe storms really could soften. Even if only a little. They returned to cleaning the salon. The air felt lighter, the tension reduced. For the first time since Halima joined, she sensed a faint hope cloud in the corners of the room. The sun slipped lower, turning the salon's glass door golden. Halima dusted the mirrors carefully, watching her reflection fade and reappear as she wiped. Behind her, the apprentices chatted quietly, still surprised by Madame Lami's rare show of sentiment. Halima packed up her tools slowly, thinking about Tanko and his mother. At least they had found each other. Maybe things would get better for them. Maybe things would get better in the salon too. As she tied her headscarf, Madame Lami walked past and paused. "You handled that boy well today," she said, her tone gruff but not unfriendly. Halima blinked in surprise. Compliments from Madame Lami were rarer than rain in Hamatan. "Thank you, madam." "Don't let it enter your head," Madame Lami said quickly. "Tomorrow will still be work." Halima hid a smile. "Yes, madam." The salon door clicked shut as they locked up for the night. The air outside smelled of roasted corn and evening wind. The street was busy with children playing, traders shouting, and motorcycles revving. Halima walked home with tired legs but a peaceful heart. Maybe tomorrow would come with its own chaos. Maybe Madame Lami would still scream like thunder. But something had shifted. And for the first time, Halima felt ready for whatever the next day carried. Because even in a storm, a small light could grow. And sometimes, even the wicked madam could change, just enough to let that light breathe.